Good evening and welcome back to Be Rich. The Economist had a big article on India's UPI, and so we thought me and Anish will discuss UPI. Welcome back to Be Rich, and so we will discuss UPI today. And UPI is actually a payment interface called the Unified Payment Interface run by the National Payments Company of India. And this is basically a network that is free, and it is and all anybody can write on top of it, write apps on top of it, and then clients can use it, or clients can directly use the UPI app, which is also called as the beam app. But basically it uses a QR code. You can scan the QR code and make a payment. And then there are phone pay and Google Pay, which have built systems on top of it, which enables you to transfer money from one bank account to another bank account using UPI. If two people have Google Pay, then you can transfer the money from one account to another account without scanning a code. But scanning code is the most popular method. If you go to any small petty vendor, all of them have a QR code in which you can scan the QR code and make a payment directly to the vendor. This is a revolutionary thing. This is not similar to what is happening in China, because in China what has happened is two people have control, two companies have control, WeChat and then Alipay have control, and so you have to have an Alipay to Alipay transfer or a WeChat to WeChat transfer. In case of India, it is only one UPI and several people riding on top of UPI, and UPI is free. This has meant that the total turnover in UPA has reached one third of India's GDP in size and is growing all the time. But now, what are the problems with UPI? Which I will lay out and then we will discuss with Anish. UPI is free, and since it is free, banks are not willing to invest in technology to build on it, and this leads to a security concern. The article says 18% of all UPI users have had one problem or the other of wrong credit or something of that nature. Banks in turn say that we are not compensated for the work we put in, and therefore we are not building the security features. We did an expose in our sister channel Money Page where a private sector bank restricts the number of free transactions per quarter, beyond which it starts to charge 2 rupees or 5 rupees, I don't remember, 2 or 5 rupees for every transaction. So it allows you 90 transactions per quarter. More than that, you have to pay. So banks are very upset, and Uday Kotak once said that there is a problem. These fintechs will take over the role of banks. This is one issue, that there is not enough security because there is no margin for banks to invest in this. The government of India in turn claims that they are being paying a subsidy. The subsidy was about 25 crores last year, or whatever was the subsidy, works out to 0.025% of the total transaction. And the government wants to cut the subsidy by 50%. So the banks are up in arms saying this free is not possible. This is one. The most important advantage of UPI is, before this there was no way to track what was the sales and purchase of these small kirana shops. So here what is happening is you are able to monitor on a real-time basis what is the purchase and sales. And looking at a particular QR code, you can tell exactly what is the amount of money that has come to one particular business in a particular period of time. This makes credit assessment easy, makes credit transfer easy, and increases access of credit to small people who did not have access to formal credit. So if you look at India's PDA history, non-state, non-institutional financiers were very big. First, they were controlling all segments. What happened is, first commercial vehicles went to banks, then cars went to banks, new bikes went to banks and NBFCs, and then even second-hand cars and second-hand trucks, commercial vehicles, has gone to NBFCs and banks. So what is left is only second-hand motorcycles are now being financed by financiers. So the space for the financiers is shrinking. Gold loan, which is a pawnbroking business, has become very attractive for NBFCs. And since NBFCs did very well, you suddenly have banks getting onto that. So basically, India's formal credit has been increasing. This will also increase India's formal credit. The other problem is people don't trust UPA to the extent it is believed because the size of the transaction on UPI is very small. It's less than 1,000 rupees, the average transaction. People to drink tea, they use UPI. For other major transactions, they use direct fund transfer or the banking system. This is what is the general feeling. But the UPI is an unqualified success. People like Brazil and other countries in emerging markets are trying to copy that. So I thought I will pick Anish Gupta's brain, who is an auditor, and who will tell us what does he think from a credit point of view, how good this is, and whether there should be a small charge on people using UPA. What do you think?
So I think there should. So why UPI has been a success is because it has been free. So imposing a charge will kill its success. So basically, what you're trying to do is improve financial inclusion, where banking is not able to reach, UPI is able to reach. So businesses are will get more digitized, more formal. So this is a cost which I feel the there's as if the bankers don't want to take there can always be like the SEBI has an investor protection fund. There can be something where you collect a small amount from all the players who are granted license by RBI, and I feel the people who are riding on this data should also be charged. Today, if Google Pay or Phone Pay, whoever is making money out of by selling this data, should also contribute for the development of UPI. The end consumer should never be charged for UPI because the person who is using UPI is using for smaller ticket sizes. So basically, this is the way of transferring for the masses and the poor. Now, if you start charging them, this will disincentivize.
And
On the
they'll go back to cash.
Go back to cash. On the other hand, we do not have a study and a data to say how much does it save on printing the currency, transferring currency notes from one place to another, and how much do you save on manpower and so many things. So I obviously feel that if we can set aside more money on developing security features, it will actually cost less and help India gain more. And as a society, the lending society or the society which is using this data should be able to compensate for this enhanced security, because today you can go to any rural part, wherever you can find network, you can basically do a transfer. So I need not carry cash everywhere. It is in places like UP, Bihar, North India, where people earlier felt scared of carrying cash. Today, with the help of mobile, are able to do transactions, and the shopkeeper also today is not scared of running the shop, because even in his cash box he will not have cash. So no shopkeeper or no vendor will be threatened by mafias or the local dons. He can run very well his business. So all this is, the cost of administration will come down, the chances of theft, burglary will come down. Only you can steal goods, but you cannot steal money now because it's in digital form. Then that's why you need cyber security. So instead of paying the police, you are going to increase the cost on cyber security.
I remember 4 years back or 5 years back, you tried an experiment with no cash. You carried no cash for 6 months.
Yes.
And you are paying everything. This is just before UPI came or after UPI came?
After UPI, yes. After UPI and maybe using cards
no,
and.
no, you were. This is before you were using Paytm. And UPI came and made sure that you don't even have to use Paytm.
Yes.
Paytm's business model died because of this. But the what you are saying is that there should be no charge to the customer who is not using it for business. Now I think they are now saying if you collect using Paytm, you pay 2%.
No, but I feel all that is bullshit, and it will not help in the long run. Because if you ask today a fruit seller that you have to pay 2% because you are collecting in Paytm, you are going to kill that UPI transaction. Why will he pay 2%? Why is he interested in paying 2%? All of this, that is why I'm saying it is the people in the system who are using this, the institutions who are going to use this data have to pay for this.
Okay. Can we do something like this? If you in general insurance, every time somebody buys an insurance, a portion is gone for a terrorist fund. That is, people who die of terrorist and other attacks. They are compensated using that fund. So basically, what you are saying, India should build a fund which is subsidized by the government, the institutions, and people who benefit from this should create a fund from which subsidy should be given to banks and other fintechs who will develop this.
Security, see, so this is an open platform. I don't think so banks can develop security. So the NPCI has to develop the security models. These guys are only going to implement it or going to ride on this because this is totally an open network.
You use UPI very daily. Have you had a security problem with this?
I have never had a security. The problem where it comes is people getting scammed. Like people sending that you click this link, you will get money. I don't think so. When you do a transfer, you get scammed.
Almost Vidya got scammed once when somebody tried to say that you pay by you click for paying the
Yeah, so always
paying the rent.
So you have to be always beware where you are transferring, to whom you are transferring.
So what you have to understand is when you are transferring, don't transfer to a person whom you do not know.
You do not know, and why poor people do not or will not get scammed is they will not
Have enough money to be scammed.
one, they don't have enough money to be scammed, and always they will use UPI only at a physical location. They are not going to send money to someone and ask him to send goods via WhatsApp or
No,
something.
they are not going to. So they are going to send it to the
So if
fruit
they're-
seller. The fruit seller is right in front of you.
Yeah.
If you transfer 50 rupees, he's got 50 rupees.
Yes. So I don't think so. This is people who have more money, because scammers are not interested in scamming you for 1,000 or 500 rupees, right? So the poor will never get scammed
So
until that's a bigger scam running.
So you are very clear that there should be no charges on this.
Yes. So otherwise you're going to kill the system, and this again you'll have.
But I understand. I have a bank account. I'm using Google Pay. You have a bank account. I'm transferring using Google Pay. In what way is bank losing money on this? They are not making money on this transaction, but they're not going to lose money because it's UPI, which is the pipeline is UPI.
There'll be some frictional cost, obviously, because there is some data cost, because the money has, even if you are transferring through UPI, there is some ledger maintained by each bank, means each banking.
But that is why they get CASA at cheap rates, no?
Yes, so that is why I'm saying. So bankers
if I'm keeping
bankers
money,
are crying because they are not able to predict how much balance they will have in their account.
I think it's a case of crocodile tears because they are getting CASA at very cheap rates.
So this will be crocodile tears for banks who don't have digitally savvy, who are not able to keep up with the pace of digital transformation.
But actually, I'm speaking, even if I keep 5,000 rupees in my account, I'm giving you 5,000 and no private bank will take 5,000. If I'm keeping 5,000 in a nationalized bank, I'm giving you at 3% or 3.5%. You are lending that money at 12%, 11% or 9%.
So where failures also may come is because this has to happen on a banking server. So when banking servers are poor, when so HDFC was banned for issuing new cards or thing, because maximum volume started happening on HDFC server. So that is the reason. So and when a merchant is going to use a UPI, obviously that bank is going to get benefit.
Okay, let me ask you this. I don't know, I have not followed the system. Suppose my fruit seller has a Paytm account. That is in the Paytm bank account, which is which is only a payment bank. Which is that if they cannot lend, they'll keep the money only and put it in government securities.
So you can,
that's called a payment bank, right?
Yeah, so your back end bank can be anything. So only the front end is a UPI.
Okay, so what Paytm is doing is they have a payment bank license, and so if I have a payment bank license with them, they will collect on my behalf, and I can take that money whenever I want. So it doesn't go to the real bank. Like Airtel has a payment bank. I don't have an account
Yes,
in
that's but payment banks have been a failure in India.
So, but if there is a payment bank, let us understand. Paytm has a Paytm bank
Banking license.
banking license. So this fruit shop guy has a license with the Paytm bank, which is a payment bank. So I pay him; it goes into his Paytm bank account, and now they say they can charge 1% or 2% on the fee, and he can withdraw money from that Paytm bank account. I think what is happening is most of these transactions are going to the smaller. I'm not. I use my bank is linked to Google and PhonePay, and I pay. Your bank account is linked to Google and PhonePay, and you are paying. The small guy doesn't even have a bank account. He's just using Airtel Paytm or Airtel license, or he's using a Geo payment bank, or he is using this Paytm bank, and most of the balances which should be lying with the main banks are shifting to this. Is this the problem, or this is not the problem?
So if you see, I don't think so. People who the larger corporates who account for majority of the money don't use UPI.
They don't use UPI at all.
So the banks are not affected. So this is a very niche area which is getting out, right? So this requires banks or institutions which have understand the skill, because you are going to cater to the masses,
So the transactions are going to be very small.
but volumes are going to be
The
high.
volumes are going to be high. So you need to spend a lot on tech.
Yes. So someone who is willing to spend on tech and willing to take on this infrastructure and security will take all this cake and data.
Right now, Google's play on GPay is only the data access.
Yes.
Right? And they, of course, say, I'll open an account, sell you a fixed deposit, or sell you an insurance policy. That is the only advantage.
Yes, but till now there have not been success stories on how people have used this data for the poor and given them solution. Like, how can I give a fruit seller some solution? How can I make?
Paytm claims they are giving loans.
I'm not sure, so I'm not wanting to comment on that. So how can you give insurance? How can you make his life better? How can you offer credit? So these are things. So we need more and more people into this who are willing to use UPI. So
But my opinion is the biggest loser in this is going to become, if this remains free and this grows bigger, the informal money lender is the guy who will suffer.
yes, so that as a
If-
as an economy, when you keep growing,
This is a good sign because what does the informal money lender do? He gives you 90 rupees in the morning and charges 100 rupees in the evening. So if you have a good track record in the UPI, the bank can give you 98 rupees in the morning
so I
and
don't
charge
think so. Banks will. I think so. This is good for microfinance companies.
microfinance, MFIs. They will give 98 rupees and charge 99 rupees at the end of the day.
I don't think so. They don't charge even 1% a day. They charge you microfinance
24% per annum.
24 to 36 is maximum. I guess there is some slab.
Yes, 2% per month.
Is what they can charge maximum. So all these institutions, maybe you should have on how these institutions can start using data. And India is a very credit hungry. So by increasing this cost, you're just going to kill the development.
Yeah, you cannot increase this cost. And by keeping this cost low, you are killing the money lender.
Yes.
Thank you for watching, Beerich. I enjoyed this discussion. I hope you enjoyed this discussion too. And I look forward to having some more insightful discussions with Anish Gupta as we go along. Thank you for watching, Beerich. And if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not be notified every time we put out a video. Once again, I thank you for your support for Beerich. We had a meeting in Singapore. I was very pleased with the results. Indians received me with great love and affection, and I enjoyed my time in Singapore. The meeting was a big success, and I could meet up people from various walks of life. I miss going to Kuala Lumpur, which is very close to Singapore, just 4 hours drive, and I have been asked to come there. So my team decided on the 11th of June, Sunday, we would do an event in Kuala Lumpur. If you would like to meet me in Kuala Lumpur, kindly send a message at the WhatsApp number given below, and or drop a mail to the mail ID given below. My team would contact you at earliest. Once again, I thank you for your support for Beerich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written two books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.